Hello, Bedford Bearcat families. My name is Lisa Adamson, and I am the school counselor at Central Primary. I'm here on behalf of the PBIS committee to talk a little bit about how you can roar at home. If you don't know what roar is, we've been talking about it at school all year. It's about being positive and having positive feelings about how we treat each other and how we treat our academics. Now, today is kind of hard to be positive. Things have changed a lot. We're working out of new environments, and we're trying to do school in a whole new way. That's for the teachers, for the parents, and for our students. This video is for all of us. It's for our families to watch together. This is for parents and for students. I want to help you learn how to roar at home. Roar, that's respect, open-mindedness, achieve, and being responsible. We need those things still at home. We have to work as a team. So we're working real hard at school to help you learn, but we know that we really have to help the grown-ups where we are at home or wherever we are learning. So I'd like to give you some helpful tips. Helpful tips on how to get through this time while we're learning at home. And I hope this helps you today. So let's start with number one, okay? The first thing I want to say is there is a lot of information on TV. Please try to limit your exposure to the media. It's too much, okay? Try not to watch more than 30 minutes to an hour of television when it is about the virus. There's not more that you're going to learn, and it could be very overwhelming. Stress isn't good for us at this time. When we're stressed, we actually will lower our immune system and will hurt us for fighting a virus. And as long as we're following all the rules that were given to us, that means that we're socially distancing from others, that is 6 feet apart from others. We're staying in our homes as much as possible. We're staying away from the stores. We're trying not to touch our face. We're making sure that if we sneeze or cough, it's in an elbow, okay? Or we use a tissue and we throw it away. We are washing our hands at least 20 seconds. Kids, that means sing your ABCs. That's about the same amount. But really, we don't need to listen to this at 24 hours a day. It's not good for kids. It gives us a lot of worries. And at grown-ups, it does the same for us. So try to limit that. That's the first tip. Number two, let's encourage expressive activities. So we don't all have time. I know that we were given some of the older kids got Chromebooks and they're doing their learning 6 to 12 online. Our younger students are doing it on paper. Well, it's hard to balance all of that, and we'll talk a little bit about that and how to balance. But in the interim, when it's not your time for learning, maybe we could do something creative. We can do some art, we can do some music. Maybe you can make a play with your siblings, and then you can tape it and send it to a grandparent who's stuck at home, or somebody you know who's all alone and kind of lonely during this time. Or maybe your teacher would love to see it. So make some creative ideas. Older students, it's a nice time to journal and think about how you're feeling. It's a great time to really kind of reflect and maybe try something new, something you've never done before. So go out and try something creative. Maybe you really like to sing, or you always wanted to play an instrument. See what you can do, okay? And look at some YouTube videos and learn something you never have done before. That's number two. Number three, we really need to create a structured environment, okay? So families, that is not so easy. I don't know about you, but my husband and I were working at the same time in this house. And sometimes my college student comes home and works at this house as well. It's not a lot of rooms to do. But it's very important to have regular routines. So please don't stay in your pajamas all day. Get dressed just like you would every day. And families, I really recommend this. It doesn't have to look just like this, but make a family schedule, okay? Put down times, what you're going to do, and make it limited. You don't want to sit at a desk all day for 3.5 hours and never move. Make sure you're scheduling in breaks. So for example, my schedule says 7:30 to 8:30, breakfast and get dressed. That's a pretty normal schedule for most of us. Then I say 8:30 to 9:15. You might want to break it up based on the age level of your students. Maybe your elementary students will be doing language arts, while your older students are on the Chromebook, maybe doing language arts as well in a different part of the house. Then I have in scheduled breaks. Then we go back to maybe a major subject like math, but then again, go back to a break. Make sure you put in specials. You know, at school, we don't go all day without having some specials. And that means art, music, maybe some physical exercise. You could do a fun game. And if it's nice outside, get outside and play. Then make sure you have a scheduled lunch and, if you can, a recess schedule so that you can go out for a walk, get on a bike, but make sure you practice your social distancing. So remember, it's very important to get some fresh air, get some physical activity. So if it's a yucky day outside, we can still be physical inside. We can do jumping jacks, we can do push-ups, we can do all kinds of different things. And you can find different exercises on YouTube. There's some great kids yoga classes and different kinds of exercises that you can do at home. You could have some competitions, you can play Simon Says. And then the afternoon goes as just like that. But make time to have fun. So let me say there's other things that are going on in your house that I wanted to talk about too. So make a schedule, but there's other things. Maybe you're on your laptop, mom, trying to do work, and the kids are running around the house and they are bothering you all day. A great suggestion is to put on your door a red sign letting the kids know this is not a good time to visit you. You're working. So you could have an X on it. It says working, but red means stop. This is a green sign, and it means that maybe you're working, but it's not like something that they're interrupting. You're not on a conference call, and the kids could stop in and visit you. That means come in. We also need to separate ourselves and come up with work environments. And that's really important to set up a workstation, even for kids. Now, we might have a very little space. And I know when I was growing up, I had very little space. And so when we were doing homework on weekends, or if it was over, a break over the summer, we didn't have desks at my house, and we didn't have room for that. So one suggestion I have, and it might seem silly to you, but it's what I did when I was growing up, is we took out the drawers from our our dressers, and we flipped them over, and it became a desk. That's a hard surface. So if you don't have enough space at your kitchen table and you need some hard surfaces, now this does have something on it. You have to put something on top, but it gives each person their own workspace. And that's kind of important. So try to make sure that everybody has a workspace, and that would be really helpful. Also, that goes along with the schedule, having a desk or a workstation, goes with the idea of setting expectations for academics. This is not spring break. We still need to learn. And I know it's frustrating and hard sometimes as parents because you aren't teachers, but we're here to help. So please keep reading those emails from your teachers about how to proceed. And we're always here to assist you along the way. So remember, keep those expectations about academics going. That's part of our roar. And then stay active, because when we sit around, it is not good for our health. So when you take those breaks, do a jumping jack break, do a chin-up break, do a sit-up break. Make sure you're being physical. Number 7, stay positive. I know there's days that are hard. A lot of us are going through a lot of changes in our work environments, and we might be afraid. Let's remember that the government is doing what they can to help us, and let's stay positive and believe everything is going to work out okay, because I do believe it will. So remember, focus on some positive stories. There's so much negative out there in the media. So you want to make sure that you're saying something like, oh, I heard about this family who went and donated something to dogs, something that's something helpful. Or talk about all the amazing healthcare workers who are going out every day and making a difference. Or people who are working at the food, all the different places that are offering food so we can still eat. So we have to be appreciative for the people working in our grocery stores. So please keep being positive. Let's focus on those roar thoughts. So roar is being respectful. And kids, if you're listening, We need to respect our parents or our grandparents, whoever is watching us. Respect happens everywhere, not just at school. This is a really important time to be respectful of our parents or whoever we're with and their time. They might be trying to work and you are also trying to work. We also want to be open-minded. We want to remember that everyone has feelings right now, and it's a good time to talk about how we're feeling. So if you're having a lot of feelings, maybe at a family dinner, you could sit around and discuss your feelings together. How are you doing today? And try to find a positive story in that. And then remember, we're still achieving. We're out there, we're working on school, we're bettering ourselves, and maybe finding some new talent or skill. And then, last but not least, we are definitely being responsible. We know what work is expected of us, and we need to go out and do that. Responsibility goes other ways too. We do need to help with chores around the house. We're all together, and so we need to be responsible and making sure our family is working together. So I hope that this helps you, families in Bedford. We want to make sure that we still roar together, even in our own houses. We're missing you, I have to say. So the only way I can access you is through video. So I'm thinking about you, and so is our whole PBIS team. We will be putting out other videos, as long as we can. And so be watching for future videos that teach you how to roar at home. Have a great day.